Here's my trend. I see with your takes, you glazed donut quarterbacks who can't achieve anything outside the regular season, and you hate players who win. Are you jealous of winners? No, I'm talking about a guy who's been carried. Bro, stop saying that shit. Are really glazed quarterbacks who haven't done anything. Bro, he's a better ball player. Like Myles Garrett is a better ball player on a shitty team. It happens. I want to say happy holidays to all. Hope everybody had a spectacular holiday. I mean, one of the greatest times, you get college football bowl games, you get the college football playoffs, and you get the NFL starting to really form its playoff teams and what teams are going to play what round. You're seeing a lot of jockeying, especially, I'll tell you what, week 18, it matters. Both Saturday and Sunday football games are going to dictate a lot when it comes to the playoffs and the seeding. The number one seed is out of reach for the Philadelphia Eagles, but the 2 is still there for them. That was a heck of a football game last night, by the way, between the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, we're going to get into all of that. Please hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. Thank you so much here, man. I really appreciate this super here. Happy belated holidays to you and Xander and the families. But having said that, the MVP that you glaze over like a dog in heat couldn't hit a wide open guy just like Noodle Arm Hurts does. Noodle Arm Hurts does how you doing. All right. Well, let me go here with this. Bro, Jalen Hurts was terrible in that football game in the second half. He was terrible. The entire offense was terrible. Terrible. Wild prediction, Silz, will be the biggest glazed donut today. Not for that fucking shitbag offense of yours. Not for that. Hey, by the way, for the record, bro, I don't even know who Josh Allen was throwing the ball to yesterday. The Philadelphia Eagle offense had nothing to do with that win. That was all Vic Fangio and that defense and special teams. So again, hit the like button. We appreciate each and every single one of you coming aboard. Your offense is the fucking worst offense of any of the 14 playoff teams that will play and participate in the NFL playoffs. Plain and simple, and it's been that way the entire year. The worst. Your defense is arguably one of the best. Your coordinator is insane right now. Your offense is pathetic. Tom Brady criticized the O-line, play calling, and drop passes. He had zero criticism of Hurts and trust the analysts of the GOAT over anyone else. Good luck to you, bro. Get this. This is now, how many games now as a quarterback now not have any completions where Tom Brady would say this? He had no completions in the Bucs game, and he's had no completions in the second half of the Bills game. Yeah, I've seen that before. Like, no. Our defense held your boy Silz, no holds. He's back. Yeah, I think that is. So let me give you my takeaway. By the way, I thought Xander Krause had a great number today and a great line today. 3 games with less than 5 passing yards and a half is becoming a trend. You've by far got one of the worst passing attacks in pro football. I don't want to start there, though. I want to start with the good. And you know what that is? Your defense. I'll get to the bad in a minute. That's the offense and Hurts. Let me get to the good and then the great. The good is the special teams. Those guys were so good. The punter was spectacular. They pinned him numerous times in red zone issues. I thought the special teams was great. You hit field goals in bad weather. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? Just great. I thought the defense played at every level. That was a 60-minute football game. 60 minutes. Jalen Hurts was freaking horrible. Say it, Silz. No, he wasn't. He led his team back. Again, Allen's asked to do more. Your guy can play like shit, and they win. Allen can't play like that. Listen, Ajomo has surpassed Milton's 24 sack total. He now has more sacks, quarterback hits, and hurries than Milton in 24. One more game to go. That's awesome contributing. Absolutely true. Silz, there's no coincidence. The two best defenses drafted the two sandbox players in Anderson and Carter. Yes, that's correct. I mean, your defense is playing spectacular. I told you guys when you got Jalen Phillips, you would love him. And the biggest, I think, benefactor has been Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt has clearly benefited from having Phillips on the other side. It's been spectacular. We'll get into the numbers here in a second. Now let's go to the other side, the horrible. I actually thought Jalen Hurts played pretty decent in the first half. I did. I thought he played pretty good. I thought he was hitting really some good receivers. I thought that, again, when you have Devontae Smith and you have A.J. Brown, you're expected to have a pretty good offense there. You're expected to sit there and have a great offense when you've got top 5 guys. By the way, I want to take a look at this. So you got two 1,000. Explain this to me. You got two 1,000-yard wide receivers. Two 1,000-yard wide receivers, and you can't fucking complete a pass in the second half of a football game. Is that right? Two guys that go, by the way, this is the second game that's gone on. This is the second game this year where the quarterback can't complete a pass in the second half. Holy shit. Never seen anything like it. Silz, how will Patullo and Sirianni rectify this offense? Because they won't win unless our defense magically wins 4 playoff games. Correct. That freaking offense is not going to. By the way, I loved it when I hear people in Philadelphia and I hear people on the radio saying, hey, you see those teams last night? I don't fear those teams. What if those teams ran you over? Chicago Bears kicked your shit in. They kicked your ass. Kicked your ass. Let me see something over here too as well. I want to make comparisons here because I see the glazed donut idiotic people here. So let me go here. Let's see here. Let's go to Buffalo Bills. So Shakir will have 700 yards this year. Kincaid will have 500. And then after that, you have 390 and 355. Josh Allen has one wide receiver with over 700 yards this year. Hurts has 2 over 1,000. And you can't complete a pass? How about that offensive juggernaut? Terrible. Worst in the league in the playoff teams. Josh Allen had a wide open receiver. He did miss him. Great players miss plays. Yeah. Who was he throwing to? What was the guy's name? I missed it. Guys, Hurts is not a complete player. He's a decent player. He's limited. You see it every game. Your offense is awful. Who threw them passes to the 1K yards? Well, then explain this to me. If you got those 2 1,000-yard receivers, how come you can't complete a pass in 2 ball games in the second half of 2 NFL games? Get this. Hurts beat Allen. Herbert beat Hurts twice, if you want to go that lane. If you want to go down that lane, Justin Herbert owns Jalen Hurts. I don't believe that. That's not how that dynamic works. And quite frankly, Dak Prescott owns the Eagles. Do you really believe that? I don't. I don't believe that. By the way, I'm not getting into this with you with Jalen Hurts versus Josh Allen. There is no comparison. Allen is a superior ball player. Now, to what happened in the ball game, okay? Let's go to the numbers here and what happened in the game. And I understand what you guys are doing here. You don't want to get to what happened in the ball game where it was a one-sided football game. Your defense clearly won that game with your special teams. Plain and simple. Your offense had very limited things to do with that game and that win. Very limited. Your offense is limited. Your play caller is limited. The entire offense is limited. Here's what went on in this football game, and here are the numbers. The Buffalo Bills held that shitty offense of the Philadelphia Eagles to 11 first downs. Once again, atrocious on third down, 3 of 13. Okay? 54 plays they held that team to. Why? The massive 3 and outs. No question. Just a tremendous defensive effort by the Buffalo Bills on defense. 190 yards of total offense they held the Eagles to. 108 in passing and 82 in rushing. Where's Barkley? Where is Barkley? What happened to Barkley? Here are the sequences. Here's the second half of football. Third quarter, 5 plays, 13 yards. 3 plays, no yards. 3 plays, 2 yards. 3 plays, 4 yards. 3 plays, -2. End of ball game. Did you even have a first down in the second half? Wow. What a tremendous effort on defense. Just a tremendous effort. 73 plays they threw at that Eagle defense. It's a championship defense. You've got a Taysom Hill offense. It's like a wildcat offense who can't play 4 quarters of football. And that's been all year. Unless you're counting the shitty games you play in, like the Giant games or the Commander games or the Raider games. I mean, when you play against good football teams, you don't play 4 quarters. This will be your undoing in the playoffs. You're not going to rectify it. Now, here's the good news. Every single team in the NFC playoffs is flawed. Every one of them. Every single one of these football teams is either lacking experience, which I think is overrated. That comment of they've done it is overrated. I've seen too many young football teams, like I saw the Cowboys, when they played that Buffalo Bills team back in the day, when they went to 3 Super Bowls, and the Cowboys beat the piss out of them. More talent, plain and simple. Do you have more talent than the other football team? I think something has to, when it comes to coaching, has a lot to do with the experience when you're in these playoff games. The 49ers just might be the best coached football team in the postseason. You lose your quarterback for 8 games. Mac Jones comes in. Most of the time when you lose your quarterback for 8 games, your season's over. They got 12 wins with a shot to win the number 1 seed, the 49ers. That's a great job of coaching. I think Robert Saleh has done a marvelous job on the defensive side of the football. I mean, you lose Bosa, you lose Warner, you didn't have Ayuk. You had Kittle out a lot of the time. You lost Trent Williams last night. That's one whale of a coaching job. Tremendous coaching job. There's a lot of great coaching jobs this year in the NFL. Great coaching jobs. Unfortunately, one of those is not on the Eagle offensive side of the ball. Here's also the positive coming out of that game. The difference between the Philadelphia Eagles and a team like, say, the Bucks. Bucks can't win shitty games like that. They can't. They can't. Eagles can. That's a great win. You'll get a 4 quarters of football in the NFC Championship game and a Super Bowl game, 100 points in those 2 games. Hey, thanks for the super chat. That's the only thing worthy of what was written there. Thank you. Silz, does with the offense being drastically up and down, wouldn't that make the Eagles much scarier once other teams don't want the Eagles team is playing? Don't know what Eagle team is playing. I think you want consistency, my friend, like you did a year ago. Last year, you were a consistent football team and you ran teams over. Here's my trend. I see with your takes, you glaze donut quarterbacks who can't achieve anything outside the regular season, and you hate players who win. Are you jealous of winners? No, I'm talking about a guy who's been carried. Bro, stop saying that shit. Are really glazed quarterbacks who haven't done anything? Bro, he's a better ball player. Like Myles Garrett is a better ball player on a shitty team. It happens. Just because Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl MVP doesn't make him a superstar player. It's overrated. That's an overrated. It's like winning the Heisman. It's overrated. How is he a great is he a great quarterback? No. Is he a good quarterback? Yes. I've been consistent. Kyle Shanahan, coach of the year. He's one of them. Liam Cohn, Vrabel, Ben Johnson's done a spectacular job with Caleb Williams. Okay? See here, watch this. Congratulations, you beat a shitty Bills team. I never said they were shitty. I never said that. I said just 2 seconds ago, but you only want to hear 2% of what I'm saying, that's a great win, going to Orchard Park and winning. I never said that. I never said that. Made up fake news bullshit. Never said that. Okay? Excellent coaching job in San Francisco. Excellent. If Allen had Hurts' team, he'd be as achieved as Hurts, which makes him fucking Hurts. Yeah, right. Well, one day when you let me know when Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen's not completing no passes in a game. You say Hurts needed to be carried. Okay, maybe the reason the other elite quarterbacks haven't won anything is because they need to be carried more. Yeah, you're right. They need to be carried more. Joe Burrow needs a defense. Allen needs a couple more weapons. Bro, not excuses. Are you trying to tell me you think everybody's on equal footing? Here, let me ask a question here for this. Do you think every quarterback in the NFL is on equal footing like Jalen Hurts is? Yes or no? And is that a quarterback's fault where he's drafted? Do you think that Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and those guys are on equal footing and they have the same talent of players on those teams that Josh Allen has or Jalen Hurts has? Do you really think that? If the Bills kick the extra point, went into overtime, we lose, our defense was gassed. I don't mind the play. I don't mind him going for it there. I thought it was a lot of cannolis, but I didn't have a problem with that. He's getting killed in Buffalo right now because of that decision. I happen to agree with the decision. Dan, you said it last night. We went conservative, run pass, negative yards. Next run pass. That's right, negative yards. How about mixing the things up a little bit and throwing a little bit? Absolutely true. They went conservative, man. You honey, super glaze, Dak, they're better passers. And Allen, dude, they're better passers. Those guys are never going to go into a football game and not completing passes in the second half. It's never going to happen. They ain't done shit. Bro, how many fucking times do I have to tell you? Hurts is the benefactor of being on a great team. Look at the defense. That was a defensive effort. Dude, why are you talking about Jalen Hurts today? He sucked. You should be raving about that wonderful defense of yours. Why are you defending a guy for the second game this year didn't complete a pass in the second half. Why are you defending that? Why are you defending that? You should be talking about that spectacular effort they put out there. Explain why Hurts had 0 passes in the second half. Because, one, the play calling stunk. Listen, we've gone all over all this. The play caller's bad. He doesn't fit the guy. I saw Allen completing passes. Like Jeff McClain said, there were wide open plays. This has nothing to do with 25. Get this. I love reading these comments. If Allen is so elite, he should have been able to score 13 points, right? No. Every game has its own makeup. Sometimes you're going to score 45 points. Sometimes you're going to score 10. No. These are again, I get it. I'm not mad at you. You're just fans. What would you fucking know? Honestly. I say that because I never hear people say, well, if Marino was San Francisco, he'd be better than Montana. Same if Manning had Belichick. But that's not reality. It's not. Reality is when you're a bad player, you're drafted to bad places. You're just drafted to places. Okay? And if Hurts is such an elite player, he should be able to complete a pass. No. Get more than one first down. No. Dude, why are you not talking about your defense? Why are you guys not talking about the stars of the game? Corporate pump. Eagles moved 9-0 this year when Hurts throws for less than 200 yards. Silz, he's freaking elite. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, we know he's just going along for the ride. It's not Jalen's fault he didn't hold his team hostage to get paid. Holding a team hostage to get paid? Nobody held anybody hostage. They offered it up to him and gave it to him. Dude, your quarterback is limited. Stop it. Hey, Marsh, why aren't you talking about your great defense? Why? 2 games this year where that guy didn't complete a pass. And 4 quarters of football, he didn't complete a pass. I mean, have you ever heard such a thing? 4 quarters of football. 4 quarters. 2 halves, 2 quarters in Buffalo, and 2 quarters in Tampa. A full football game, he didn't complete a pass. You got to be kidding me. Holy cow. Xander, if I missed any supers, please throw them up there. I may have. So who's limited the offense? The quarterback. Defense will burn out in the playoffs. Nick's conservative philosophy is why they can't put teams away when they're capable of doing it. One and done. I think you're one and done too. But then again, I think it all comes down to matchup. And I think who has the momentum. You really think Philadelphia has momentum right now? You have momentum defensively. Silz, I liked it when Carter literally head slapped the Bills guard. I thought he played really well. Again, I want to talk about good things. Jalen Phillips, Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond, the entire front seven. Those guys, I'll give you another one. I thought John Campbell played well. There was some great football plays on that side of the football. Offensively, Cam Jurgens, how he made the Pro Bowl is mind-numbing. He is maybe the worst center in the playoffs. He's terrible. Dual threat. Hurts season, baby. There you go. You can't play conservative in the playoffs. They did. They went conservative. That was Nick, in my opinion. You guys are blaming the wrong guy. Kevin Patullo, Kevin Patullo is limited from Nick. He's limited. Nick gives them the direction of where to go in game. That's a Nick Sirianni issue. It's not a Kevin Patullo. Does Kevin Patullo know what he's doing in game? No. So you take half the playbook, or maybe even 75% of the playbook away from a first-year play caller. I think Kevin Patullo has got the toughest job in the building. You got a head coach telling him what to do and what to call and what philosophy to have. And you've got about 25% of the playbook. That's why it looks so freaking limited. I mean, that was Nick. Nick saw the defense. Nick is limited. He's not a creative play calling guy. You tell me that was creative play calling in the game. It's conservative play calling because you know what he's doing? He's relying on his star players with zero creativity. What am I saying? Nick Sirianni makes the games harder for his players. They win in spite of him. Do you not agree? When you go conservative like that and you shut your freaking offense down the way you did, you make it harder on your team to win games. Nick Sirianni, that team wins in spite of him because of the great talent you have on the team. They win in spite of him. You shut your football team down in the second half. You know why? Because he's limited. Because he doesn't trust the quarterback. That's not a Jalen Hurts thing. That's a Nick thing. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl again this year, they will put Hurts in the Hall of Fame. You see AJ death staring Sirianni in the tunnel? Yeah, because he was being a douchebag in the tunnel as usual. I mean, where was Big Don when you needed him? Dude, you know what? I get it. Probably a lot of people like it. You act like you've been there, man. You're the defending champion. You sure don't act like it. Not the team, him. I think he's a hairy high school guy. They shut your second half down because Nick didn't. There's no creativity. That's the head coach. That's not Kevin Patullo. I'm not speaking on my defense because you was the only one saying it was a blowtorch Timo. Yeah, no. Well, wait a minute. Did they not make 9 different trades? They went and got Jalen Phillips during the year at the trading deadline. They went and got more corners. They went and got more players. They made 9 different trades during the season, dude. It was off-season blowtorch. I didn't speak false. I wasn't wrong. All the bullshit you did in the offseason was awful. You made up for it during the season. There was nothing that was not true. That trade with Oakland was a train wreck. Those Aziz Ojalaras and Uches and all them guys, they were bums. Those guys were bums. The Keely Ringos and the Sidney Browns, they were bums. Those are facts. Not one of those guys are starting or playing now. Bums. So when you say that, my friend, every one of those players they thought were going to play doesn't play anymore. In fact, KP is a first-time play caller with an overrated head coach and quarterback. The shame of it is he will be fired before those 2 bums. Kevin Patullo is the only guy who gets a pass. Listen, Kevin Patullo is not going to get a pass. Nick's going to get the pass. Okay? Nick shut down that second half. That was on Nick. Okay? I mean, right? Kevin Patullo will be fired. No, I don't think they'll fire him. Riot, I don't think they'll fire him. I don't. I don't think they will, especially if they go far. But they shut the second half, they just went like this. How about when they ran it on 3rd and 8, right up the middle, zone blocking? You're like this. Oh, by the way, remember all you guys told me? I made the prediction Jalen Hunt would have more sacks than Nolan Smith to be a better ball player by the end of the year. That's a fact. Hi, Silz. 3 passes and a half were stolen. Okay. 3 passes. Silz, Jalen Hurts is really coming on while Nolan Smith is disappearing. Yeah, everyone was glazed donating and saying that Nolan Smith would make $25 million. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, let me see it. He's not a 17-game football player. Never will be, never was. As a matter of fact, you can make the comments that the 30th pick in the draft has been a disappointment so far. Well, Silz, he was good last year. He was good last year in spots. He had a nice run. Where's he been when you had to up the volume of plays for him? You know, it's funny. Every time I try to tell people this, just because you increase the workload doesn't mean that player is going to give you output. Some people are specialized pass rushers and specialized players. You give them higher volume, sometimes production goes down. Okay? You also said, well, Milton Williams is on the number 1 seed New England Patriots right now. So he's doing okay too. Moro Jomo? Well, okay. Congratulations to you, Gabe. You're going to let him walk out the building too. Let me get back to work. Happy holidays, Silz. Good. Marsh, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you, man. You know that. Big Silz, I know the weather conditions in upstate New York were terrible yesterday, but can you honestly see the Bills standing a chance against Philadelphia on a neutral field in February? Yeah, it went down to 1 play. It went down to 1 play, dude. As long as Nick has that sign with the 43-2 record when the turnover battle's won, this will never change. Team should be sponsored by aspirin. Never change. Never change. Never change. Dude, the defensive football team was sensational. Sensational. Jalen Phillips has been everything you wanted. Hurries yesterday, I thought he was in that backfield the entire time. I thought he was the star of the front 4. I thought Carter was really good, but Phillips was the star of that front, in my opinion. More hurries than any D lineman in the league on Sunday was that guy. He was tremendous. Dirt, a new movie coming out. When you needed him most, he threw a pass in the dirt, starring Josh Allen, produced by Dan Sileo 2026. As long as you put that MVP trophy next to him, it's all good. Says, I think you're going to yes. The offensive tackle from the University of Miami. He's going to probably be the 7th player taken. Silz, do you respect Sirianni for taking bullets for Patullo? Vic is the Buddy Ryan of the 1985 Bears. No. Patullo, okay, at the end of the day, is being criticized because of Nick's philosophy. Dude, it's like somebody giving you a book and the author takes half the book away from you and you don't know the story. How will you ever know what the story is? Because the author takes all the pages away. Big Silz, Niners and Bears. Who comes out of the NFC? We'll do that in a bit. I promise, Anthony. Okay? So let me get back to this here. Let's go to the numbers here. Hurts, 13 of 27, 110 yards passing, and a 38 quarterback rating. Okay. I mean, Barkley, here's the 18th week. Where's Barkley? Where's Barkley? 18 weeks. I've asked the same question. Where's Barkley? O-line, play calling. Funny. All of that last year was not one issue. Okay? Where's Barkley? You take that 16-yard run away, this guy had like 50-some yards rushing. Hurts has also bought into Nick's philosophy. Yeah. They shut it down. He was cool with it. Okay? Howie, T.Y. for Huff paying half and higher pick back and getting a higher pick back for him. Yes. He gets a third-round pick from the Jets for Howie sending him to New York. When he sent Huff to New York, and that third-round pick will be in the 2026 draft for the New York Jets. That's correct. Okay? And the Dolphins got the original Eagle pick. Yes. Silz, the problem with Barkley is this O-line. Is they don't run to the edge. And your center's terrible. Your center's the worst. He's getting killed. I saw a guy do a swim move on him in the middle of the field. And he's and let me ask you this one too. The Bills had the 30th ranked rushing defense. What's your excuse? No, I think we hit it, my friend. If we missed it, we'll hit it, I promise. You had the 30th ranked run defense in front of you. What happened? Silz, is the Bears game an outlier game since the Bills didn't duplicate that? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yes, I do. I do. 281? Yeah. I thought the Bills did run. Let me see what they ran for. I thought the Bills did run for 100 and what was it? They ran for 100 and that's not terrible. 120 yards and 70 plays. That's not really all that much. On 73 plays, what was the yards per carry in that? 3.6. Yeah, they held them under 4. You held the team under 4 yards per carry, you're doing your gig. 73 plays is a lot. Okay? 120 yards rushing on 73 plays offensively. That's not a lot. Okay? That's not. But again, you got to remember, these numbers are going to be a little bit jaded because they had so many opportunities. You know, why did they have so many opportunities? Because the Philadelphia Eagle offense was 3 and out the entire day. They were just terrible. Silz, can't understand why everyone needs more but Eagle players. We have it all, unlike all of the poor blinded legless teams we beat. I'm not sure what that means, man. Silz, Allen looked like a lost puppy for 3 quarters. Vic schooled Brady. Yes. Thought they did a great job. Pressure was everywhere, and I think that last pass had a lot to do with the pressure that he had. The deep ball to Shavers hit the floor. I thought that one they called non-catch for Devontae. I thought that was a catch. I thought they jobbed him in that one. I thought that was a catch. Yeah, I mean, look, defense was great. The defense was fantastic. Now I'll say this. Now we'll go to Hurts. Give me a grade on what you think Jalen Hurts and how he played in this game. By the way, 60 minutes of football. If you want to pick and cherry pick 60 minutes of football, How'd he play? Okay, I'll tell you how I think he played. I think he was really good in the first half. I even tweeted that out on X. I thought he was good in the first half. I mean, I thought they were moving the ball around. I thought there were signs of the run game. I thought everything in that football game, I thought he outplayed everybody. And offensively, he was the best player the Eagles had. I thought AJ made some nice catches. I thought the offense was blocking well. I mean, they were moving the chains. Yeah, no turnovers. I mean, they were doing their job. They go into halftime, they come out. And for whatever reason, they shut the lights off. Guys couldn't catch passes. Hurts is overthrowing. Hurts in the pocket was getting pressured. He was looking immediately like to the sidelines. He was rolling right the entire game. I won't give him a C-. I'll give him I thought he was average. I thought the offense was F. Because you got to play 60 minutes of football to win championships. 60 minutes. And I thought, again, if you're going to win a Super Bowl again, see, Jalen Hurts didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to play and be good because you had two guys that were great a year ago. You had Barkley that was great. Barkley's not great this year. I mean, every single time I watch a football game, I see a better back every single time the Eagles play almost. Shit, you could make the argument DeAndre Swift is having a better year than what Saquon Barkley's having. McCaffrey's having a better year. The guy in Detroit had a better year. I mean, there's so many running backs. The guy in Atlanta's better. Saquon Barkley has been average. What's he averaging around? 60 yards a game? If that? Where is he now? On the season. He's been completely average. 3.6 a carry. 2024 beat the shit out of him. And by the way, if he doesn't have a really good... By the way, here's something for Saquon. Saquon, 1,211 yards he's on pace for. That's if he plays in the final game of the year with 7 touchdowns. Thanks, Steve. 1,200 yards rushing. Okay, with 4.1 yards. That's not bad. That's an average NFL 60 yards a game is average in my book. Whole NFL knows they can't adjust right at halftime. Okay? I missed the Super Xander. This one here, I believe it is. Silz, could you and Xander do your own all-pro list one day this week? Appreciate the show. Yeah, I think we could do that. Absolutely. Where is Saquon this year? Saquon Barkley. What's he averaging? What's he averaging per game this year? Let me take a look at that. There's no way he's averaging 70 yards a game. No way he's averaging that. Yeah, last year beat him up, beat the O-line up. They're just not a very good running attack. If you can't run the ball, you're not winning. So he is averaging 70 yards. He's averaging 70 yards a game. Well, this is who he is. Watch. 71. Last year, he averaged 125 yards. Now, here's what he is. 71, 68-7, 80, 50, 77, and 81. This is who Saquon Barkley is. What you're watching right now is what Barkley is. Last year was an outlier year. He'll never do that again. Okay? Somebody in a seance must have told you that. You can't stop nobody on defense. You're not winning. Correct. So yeah, 71-2. That's who he is. Yo, Dan, you fraud. You sound exactly like you did last year. I know the Eagles aren't. No. Last year I said after Baltimore, you can win it. Now I haven't. You're going into the last week of the year. I'm not sold you're winning it. I don't know who's winning it out of the NFC. By the way, I also sounded the same way in 23 when you guys are telling me you're Super Bowl winners. We're going to find out who's right and who's wrong. We're going to see if your offense can win 4 games playing like that they did yesterday. Because you're not going to change any other way. You've played the entire year like this. We're going to find out. If you change the norm again, last year you ran the ball down people's throats. This year, you can't play 4 quarters of football offensively to save your life. We're going to find out. Okay? We'll find out. If you can go into a football game this year where at the end of the day, if you can keep playing like that and win a Super Bowl. Give the defense some rest. 73. Get this. I'll show you something here too. Let me put this out there to you. If you go into a football game in the playoffs and you allow a team 73 plays, and then you get into another football game and you allow another 73, you'll get shut out that next game. You're going to ask your football team to play 150 plays? I want to see it. You'll be looking like the Chip Kelly defenses back in the day. Average game is 60 to 63 plays. You start getting higher up in that number, injuries, then it becomes a Chip Kelly defense. Okay? And you're not exceptionally deep at certain places like corner and safety. Okay? Hi, Silz. Hurts played well, did what the coaches asked him to do. This is a perfect storm. All are healthy entering the playoffs. Defense wins championships. Okay, I'll buy that. Christian McCaffrey has 399 touches this season. Pure greatness. Yeah, this will be the 3rd time in his NFL career he's gone over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. He's a spectacular player. 3rd time that he's gone over 2K in total yards. I think the number is, he's 4 catches away from 100, and he's 110 away from going, for the 2nd time, 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving. Spectacular football player. He's a weapon. Sills, Chiefs struggled to repeat too. It's not easy. That's why there's, I think, only been 9 repeat champions. Oh, I agree with this. Dude, the completely texture of the game changed with the Allen turnover. I thought it was an incomplete pass, but I could see where you thought the other way. Kind of came out of his hands. So I didn't really have a problem if it was either way. So when they said it was a turnover, so be it. You can make the call. I thought it was close. I thought the one that, like I said, I thought that Devontae Smith, I also happen to think that I can't remember what Eagle receiver got called for. A Buffalo Bill receiver down the right sideline. I thought he was offensive pass interference, and they called it on Philly. Either Mitchell or I can't remember who they called it on. I thought that was offensive pass interference. So I thought there were a couple plays that kind of made up for it where the referees have been absolutely brutal this year. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that the tuck rule had been taken out in 2013. I thought it was a tuck rule because it looked like to me like the tuck, because that's what Brady did in that Raider game. And it looked like exactly the same play. Yeah, I didn't think that was pass interference on Mitchell. I thought it was more pass interference on the I think it was Cooks. I thought because he was pushing him in the face. And I thought it was more on the receiver than it was on Quinyon Mitchell. I thought that was home cooking a little bit there. Turnovers are generally worse for field position, but 3 and outs are brutal along with sacks. Absolutely. 3 and outs and sacks. Not good. That's not where you want to be. Yeah, listen, I thought Jalen, in the second half, I think, get this, I'll say this to you guys, and I'll go here with this. I think it was more to do with how they shut the entire offense down on why you didn't have any completed passes, more so than Hurts having drops and such. Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo just shut that offense down, completely shut it down. And, Xander asked me something interesting. He goes like this. He said, Silz, do you think maybe, they're wanting to be vanilla till they get to the playoffs? You haven't played well enough this year to hide things. You haven't been consistent in one ball game that mattered. I don't think you've played well offensively all year. Silz, you had to take a quarterback today, Purdy or Hurts. Purdy's hotter right now. Purdy's got a better play caller. I think that all factors. Purdy's playing great ball right now. He's got a better coaching staff. Purdy gets into a position better because the offensive coordinator knows what he's doing. How about this? If Jalen Hurts, let's flip this. If Jalen Hurts had Brock Purdy as Kyle Shanahan, and you gave Hurts Kyle Shanahan, and I gave Brock Purdy Kevin Patullo, do you think those roles would change too? Brock Purdy with Kevin Patullo as his coordinator. Jalen Hurts with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan would be putting Jalen Hurts in position. Okay? He would be putting, get this, you see this right here? That's all Shanahan. So RC believes plays win games over players. There lies some of the issues that he has with his takes. RC believes that plays win games, not players. Okay? He thinks if you draw a play up and you go and you write a stop and go and you put it on a piece of paper, that's more important than player execution. That's what he's telling you here. That's all Shanahan. All Shanahan. No player execution. Again, the more you guys talk sometimes, the more you expose your ignorance on the game. Players over plays all the time. Even your coordinator says that, Vic Fangio. Okay? Get this. Facts. Everyone in the NFL is elite. So, under another fucking dumb take, this guy thinks that Keely Ringo is in the same talent level as a Patrick Surtain. He's elite. So he and Patrick Surtain are the same player. Again, every time a guy like this opens his stupid fucking mouth, he shows you how dumb he is. I mean, It's mind-numbing. You indict yourselves. Well, Shanahan could take a below-average quarterback and make him above average. Look what he did with Mac Jones. Well, how do you know Mac Jones is below average? How do you know Mac Jones wasn't in a shitty Jets organization? Name me the quarterback in the New York Jets since Joe Namath that they've developed. That was 1969. That's the last time a guy was on the moon. Show me a quarterback the New York Jets have developed since that they drafted. Name me one guy. Yeah, Bill Belichick is no OC. Oh, by the way, Sam Darnold's a great example of it. Sam Darnold's 27-6 with better coaching. That guy Mike McDonald up in Seattle, that's a great coaching job. Okay? No shit, douchebag. Really? Wow. No shit, douchebags. Belichick was the OC. They bring in Josh McDaniels for Drake May. No shit. Who in the fuck is talking of... Dude, Mac Jones played in New England. I get it. I'm talking about poor coaching. He had Belichick as his OC in New England. Follow along. Silz, Dave wants that even said on the show. Schemes don't fail, players do. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. So I don't think Jalen Hurts, that was on Jalen Hurts in that second half. I think that's all on Nick. That's on Nick and his philosophy. I think the two guys that are getting beat up this year in Philadelphia are Jalen Hurts and Kevin Patullo because of Nick. They're taking complete, would we not say this? Who's been the best hire? Who's been a better hire? Let me ask you this. Who's been a better hire? Nick Sirianni or Vic Fangio? Who's been a better hire by the organization? Vic or Nick? If you had to get rid of one of those guys, who would you get rid of? You get rid of Nick and his win percentage. Who's more responsible the last 2 years for the winning in Philly, Vic or Nick? No. Try not to be a Democrat and vote for both. Try to be somebody who has conviction. Who has been more responsible for the Eagles winning, Nick or Vic? Last year outside of Barkley, there were lots of questions about the O going into the playoffs. And then they let it loose. These coaches still struggle on how to use Hurts. Let's see what happens. I'm more in agreement with that than anything because I agree with Xander on this. I don't really look at any of those teams outside of the Rams and go like this. Shit. I mean, the Rams, if the winner of the Rams and Eagle game will win the Super Bowl. Do we agree on that at least? Do we agree on that? Hey, Big Z, make sure you send. I forgot to text you, bro. If you can, I need to send Gary Cobb a link. So for good there, man, let me send him a link there. Okay? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I don't remember sending it to you. I may have. Yes, sir. Thank you, Z. Xander will join us at 3:30. We'll get his views on if anything has changed over the 24 hours here. I don't really think that there's anybody like in the NFC where I go, hey, man, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want that. And I heard John McMullen say, I'll play the Rams in the opener, get it out of the way. I'd rather play in the NFC title game. You never know what happens. Somebody could get hurt. Somebody's underperforming. Let's get into the playoffs. Matthew Stafford's 30. Get this. Matthew Stafford's 37 years old. I don't want him in the first playoff game. I want him in the fourth one. Don't you? I'd rather have Stafford in the fourth playoff game or the third playoff game. Let's see. Wild card, divisional, NFC title, fourth is a Super Bowl. I'd rather have Stafford in the third one. Give me the younger Hurts over the older guy. Let him have to play 12 quarters. No, because Rams don't scare us like you want them to. Sorry, Silz. We own the Rams. Actually, they outplayed your asses this year. By far. Outplayed. Bro, you ain't scaring the Rams. The Rams ain't afraid of you either. And that chicken shit offense of yours? Come on, man. That 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I'm going to start calling it the Marshall. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Like Woody Hayes coaching, like Woody Hayes coaching. Could it really be Nick? Look how Shanahan has done with Mack and Purdy, as well as LaFleur with Love and Willis, and now Ben Johnson and Caleb. Oh, that's right. Well, those are good coaches. Those are actually good coaches when it comes to developing quarterbacks. Here, let me ask you this. That's actually a great topic. How do you guys, Silz, potential, who could replace AJ in the draft? I'll write that down for you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. So let's ask you this question. How do you think Ben Johnson has done in developing of Caleb Williams this year? Give me a grade. Give me a grade. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. What would be that grade? Where are they right now? How many games have they won? By the way, that was a hell of a ball game. They're 11-5 right now. A-, solid A. Okay. B+, I'll take all those. Those are good. How do you think Liam Cohn has done developing Trevor Lawrence this year? Let's take a look at Trevor. What's Trevor done? Where's Trevor? Let's go here. Trevor Lawrence. Let's see the kind of year Trevor's having. Let's go down here. Trevor Lawrence. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence. He's going to throw for this year. He's going to throw for $4,000 and 28 touchdowns. How good do you think he's done? Okay. How good? Hey, Xander, I missed that Paulie super chat. If we can get to that. How good do you think? B+? B? Okay. The Rams might be better, but in that game earlier this year, it's not like they didn't choke in this. They did. They got conservative. They went Nick Sirianni in the second half. I agree. Thank you, Paulie. How do you believe that Nick Sirianni's coaching staff has developed Jalen Hurts since Nick's been the head coach? As a quarterback, not the team winning because of all the great talent, which is cool. By the way, I think that's awesome that you have so many good players. So wait a minute. Let me get this here. So give me a grade on how you think the coaching staff has developed Jalen. What would be that grade? C minus? F? C? C minus? D? F minus? Don't forget Shane with Rivers and Danny Dimes.